What if I told you a secret trillion-dollar empire is being built right now by a kingdom once known only for oil? From buying Tesla's biggest rival to quietly taking over Wall Street and Silicon Valley, Saudi Arabia is rewriting the global power map, and you're not even seeing it happen. This isn't a business story, it's a financial takeover. Stay with me, because the last move in this game will blow your mind. Trump's $1 trillion deal with Saudi Arabia, the hidden power move that could change the world. What if I told you a single deal sealed behind closed doors in glittering boardrooms could tilt the balance of global power? In March 2025, Donald Trump made headlines with a jaw-dropping announcement, a $1 trillion investment deal between the United States and Saudi Arabia. That's right, $1 trillion. Not a trade agreement, not an arms deal. A trillion-dollar financial tsunami aimed directly at America's tech giants, energy firms, and infrastructure. Trump didn't sugarcoat it either. Standing before cameras, he smirked and said, "They've gotten richer, we've gotten older." So I said, "I'll go if you pay $1 trillion to American companies over 4 years." They agreed. But this isn't just about money. It's about control or influence, global leverage. With this one move, Saudi Arabia isn't just investing in America, they're buying a seat at every table that matters. From Wall Street to Silicon Valley, they're embedding themselves into the heart of US innovation and infrastructure. And as this financial wave crashes onto American shores, world leaders are watching with both envy and fear. Because here's the kicker, China is watching too. Riyadh has been cozying up to Beijing, pouring billions into China's tech and energy sectors. So now the West is on edge. Are the Saudis playing both sides? Could this be the most dangerous geopolitical chess game of the 21st century? And what happens if oil prices drop? Saudi Arabia's massive public investment fund, the money machine behind this trillion-dollar gamble, is still fueled by crude. If prices crash, the empire they're building could teeter on the edge. Trump's deal with the Saudis is more than a headline, it's a blueprint for the next global power shift. $1 trillion isn't just a number. It's a lever. And with it, Saudi Arabia isn't just reshaping the US economy, they're trying to rewrite the rules of the entire world order. Is this a masterstroke of economic genius or a reckless bet that could bring everything crashing down? One thing's for sure, the game has begun. And it's unlike anything we've seen before. Comment below. Do you think this deal strengthens America or sells it out? Saudi Arabia's silent takeover of Tesla's biggest rival. Imagine this, while the world was watching Elon Musk send rockets into space and dominate headlines with every Tesla tweet, but Saudi Arabia was quietly pulling off one of the most ambitious power moves in modern economic history. In the shadows of Silicon Valley, they placed a bold billion-dollar bet not on Tesla, but on its fiercest underdog competitor, Lucid Motors. With the swipe of a pen and a flash of oil-rich ambition, Saudi's public investment fund, PF, scooped up over 60% of Lucid, claiming control of a company some say could outshine Tesla in both luxury and performance. This wasn't just an investment. This was an entrance into the electric future, a golden ticket to the next industrial revolution. Lucid's flagship vehicle, the Lucid Air, isn't just sleek, it's a technological marvel. With jaw-dropping speed and a design that feels more spaceship than sedan, it's already being hailed as the Tesla Model S Plaid's most dangerous rival. And who's holding the steering wheel? Saudi Arabia. This is more than cars, it's about global dominance, prestige, and rewriting the rules of the energy game. For decades, Saudi Arabia's wealth was built on oil. But in this move, they've traded black gold for lithium batteries, combustion engines for electric dreams. They're no longer just exporting fuel, they're importing the future. And with Lucid as their flagship brand, they're making it crystal clear they don't want a seat at the EV table. They want the head chair. As Lucid went public, the value of Saudi's investment exploded into the tens of billions. But they didn't cash out, no. They doubled down, pumping in another billion in 2024 to maintain their grip. That's not just commitment. That's a declaration. So here's the real question. Is this the next Apple vs. Microsoft showdown, but for electric cars? Has the kingdom quietly positioned itself to own the future of mobility while America was watching the wrong billionaire? One thing's for sure, while Tesla stole the spotlight, Saudi Arabia stole the steering wheel. And this ride is just getting started. Inside Saudi Arabia's $500 billion futuristic city, is this the real-life Wakanda? Now picture this, a city with no cars, no pollution, no chaos, just shimmering towers, AI-powered systems, and architecture that looks like it was ripped from a Marvel movie. Welcome to Neom, Saudi Arabia's $500 billion moonshot, a real-life sci-fi world rising from the golden sands of the desert. It's not a fantasy, it's not a movie set. It's the most ambitious urban experiment ever attempted. And if they pull it off, it won't just change how cities are built, it will change how humans live. At the heart of this audacious dream is the line, a 170-kilometer-long glass wall stretching across the desert, 500 meters high, but only 200 meters wide. A city with no streets, no traffic, no noise, where everything you need, schools, parks, restaurants, is just a 5-minute walk away. It's the antithesis of the modern metropolis. No smog, no commute, just pure, frictionless living. Powered entirely by wind, solar, and green hydrogen, the line promises not only zero emissions but zero compromise. But Neom isn't stopping there. Enter Oxagon, the world's largest floating industrial city, where artificial intelligence, robotics, and clean energy converge on a scale the world has never seen. Imagine Amazon's warehouses merged with Tesla's Gigafactory, then dropped in the middle of the Red Sea. That's Oxagon. And then, in a plot twist nobody saw coming, Trojena, a ski resort in the Arabian desert. Yes, you read that right. Snow-covered peaks, luxury chalets, and even the 2029 Asian Winter Olympics. In the middle of the Middle East. It sounds insane. Maybe it is. But Saudi Arabia is betting big and building bigger. This isn't just a construction project. This is a statement of power, a flex of futuristic ambition. But here's the catch. The challenges are enormous. Billions in costs, construction delays, skeptical investors. It's the ultimate high-risk, high-reward vision. So the question isn't whether Neom is possible. It's whether the world is ready for it. Is this a glittering oasis of tomorrow or a digital mirage built on oil, wealth, and ambition? One thing's certain, Neom isn't just building a city. It's building a future, and you've never seen anything like it. Let us know, is Neom the future of cities, or just fantasy? They're already inside your phone, Saudi Arabia's silent invasion of big tech. You open your Uber app, you Google a recipe, you stream a movie, simple actions, part of everyday American life. But what if I told you that behind every tap, every click, every scroll, a foreign power is quietly collecting influence, and it's Saudi Arabia? Without fanfare or flashing headlines, the kingdom has orchestrated one of the most stealthy, far-reaching tech takeovers of our time. And the craziest part? you've been part of it this whole time and never even knew. It began with Uber. In 2016, while most of us were still figuring out ride-sharing, Saudi Arabia made its move, a $3.5 billion investment into the tech giant. That wasn't just pocket change. It came with a seat on the board, a front-row view into mobility trends, AI navigation systems, and even early self-driving car development. That wasn't just an investment. It was a backdoor into the future of transportation. But they didn't stop there. Saudi's Public Investment Fund, or PIF, quietly started buying up shares of Alphabet, Google's parent company, Microsoft, and more. These weren't flashy, headline-grabbing purchases. No press tours, no ribbon cuttings. Just quiet, deliberate moves on the chessboard of global tech. While Silicon Valley was chasing innovation, Saudi Arabia was buying influence and slipping its fingerprints across the backbone of the digital world. Think about it. The apps you trust most, the platforms you use daily, they're now partially owned by a foreign power with a trillion-dollar ambition. They don't need to own it all, just enough to listen in, sway decisions, and shape the direction of innovation. It's soft power at its sharpest, and it's being used not for domination, but for integration, embedding Saudi interests into your phone, your browser, your life. So the next time you say, "Hey Siri" or "Okay Google," pause for a second. Because somewhere in Riyadh, a portfolio manager might be smiling. The kingdom hasn't just invested in tech, they've invested in you. This isn't a conspiracy, it's strategy. It's happening. And the digital world may never belong solely to Silicon Valley again. Welcome to the silent empire you never saw coming. How Saudi Arabia took over Wall Street without anyone noticing. Picture this: the most powerful towers in Manhattan, JP Morgan Chase, Goldman Sachs, BlackRock, glittering symbols of American capitalism, wealth, and control. But behind their marble walls and billion-dollar portfolios, a quiet storm has been brewing. Saudi Arabia, the oil-rich desert kingdom, is no longer content with just exporting crude. They're now embedded in the veins of Wall Street itself. And they didn't storm the gates, they walked right in through the front door, checkbook in hand. Through its financial juggernaut, the Public Investment Fund, PIF, Saudi Arabia has taken strategic stakes in America's financial elite. JP Morgan, Goldman, BlackRock. Each one, once icons of Western dominance, now partially powered by petrodollars from Riyadh. These aren't random buys, they're surgical strikes of influence, designed to plug Saudi Arabia into the beating heart of global finance. It's the financial equivalent of owning the switchboard to the world's money flows. But here's where it gets spine-tingling. With every share purchased, every seat gained, the kingdom edges closer to shaping financial policy, investment trends, and economic strategy, not just in New York, but around the globe. When your retirement fund moves, when the market surges or slumps, Saudi influence may be part of the algorithm. This isn't theory, this is happening. Why does it matter? Because Wall Street doesn't just move money, it moves nations. Decisions made in boardrooms here ripple through housing markets, jobs, healthcare, tech innovation, and more. And now, a foreign sovereign fund driven by a royal vision, not quarterly profits, has a hand on the wheel. It's capitalism, rewired. Some say it's smart economics. Others whisper that it's soft colonization. One thing is certain, this isn't the Wall Street your grandfather knew. This is global power, rebranded and redistributed. And at the center of it is a desert empire with trillion-dollar ambitions and a knack for playing the long game. So next time you hear market update on the news, remember some of those market moves may be coming straight from Saudi Arabia. And the scariest part? They're just getting started. Welcome to the new face of financial power. You didn't vote for it, you might not see it, but you're living in it. Vegas in the desert, Maldives by the sea. Saudi Arabia's insane plan to dominate global luxury. Now imagine this, a place where Formula One race cars scream through sun-scorched asphalt, where Six Flags' wildest roller coasters rise from the sand, and where an actual Dragon Ball theme park towers in the middle of the Arabian desert. Just a short drive from Riyadh, this isn't a mirage, it's Qiddiya, Saudi Arabia's audacious attempt to outshine Vegas, outglitz Dubai, and redefine what entertainment means in the 21st century. But that's only half the story. Because just beyond the dunes, nestled along 1,200 miles of untouched Red Sea coastline, another fantasy is taking shape. Picture floating villas surrounded by coral reefs, superyachts docked at golden marinas, and private islands so exclusive they make the Maldives look like a weekend getaway. This is the Red Sea Project, a multi-billion-dollar paradise built for billionaires, movie stars, and the ultra-elite. It's not just about luxury, it's about creating the most sustainable, technologically advanced tourism destination on Earth. These aren't side projects. They are crown jewels in Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030, an all-in-power move to turn oil money into global cultural dominance. Qiddiya promises to be the largest entertainment city in the Middle East, pulling in over 17 million visitors annually with world-class stadiums, esports arenas, and the fastest roller coaster on the planet. Meanwhile, the Red Sea Project will deliver 56-star resorts, Michelin-starred restaurants, and its own international airport exclusively for VIPs, of course. But what's the real play here? It's not just about fun in the sun. It's about transforming perception, rebranding Saudi Arabia from a land of oil to a global epicenter of luxury, lifestyle, and influence. It's about capturing the attention of the world's elite and planting a flag on the future of tourism. The question is, can they pull it off? With construction delays, sky-high costs, and the pressure to deliver on sky is the limit promises, the world is watching. But if they succeed, this won't just be the Middle East's answer to Vegas or the Maldives. It will be something the world has never seen before, a kingdom reimagined, a dream built in sand and stone. And you'll want front-row seats to watch it rise. Saudi Arabia's $40 billion plan to control the future of artificial intelligence. What if I told you the future of artificial intelligence, the technology that could run your home, drive your car, and even decide your job, might not be built in Silicon Valley, but in Saudi Arabia? That's right. In a move straight out of a sci-fi thriller, the Desert Kingdom is pouring $40 billion into what could become the most powerful AI infrastructure on the planet. But they're not doing it alone. They've teamed up with the gods of venture capital, Andreessen Horowitz, the same minds behind Facebook, Airbnb, and Coinbase. This isn't just an investment. This is a calculated takeover of the future. They call it the Saudi Company for Artificial Intelligence, Sky. A sleek, state-backed beast designed to compete toe-to-toe with the world's most advanced tech firms. And the goal: total AI supremacy. We're not talking about smart assistants or chatbots. This is next-gen machine learning, predictive analytics, autonomous systems, the tech that will shape governments, economies, and the very fabric of society. For years, the US held the throne in AI innovation. China rose fast behind it. But now, Saudi Arabia is stepping in through the side door, armed with capital, strategy, and something Silicon Valley's been missing: long-term vision fueled by royal ambition. And they're not just funding startups, they're creating the battlefield, building ecosystems, research labs, and entire AI cities from the ground up. Why should you care? Because the one who controls AI doesn't just build products, they shape humanity's destiny. Imagine a world where your digital life, medical records, energy use, even your online behavior is analyzed and optimized not by American tech giants, but by a foreign power whose values, motives, and goals may not align with yours. It's not paranoia, it's the new power game, and Saudi Arabia is playing it better than anyone. So the question is, are we witnessing the rise of a tech utopia in the sands, or the start of a digital empire with no off switch? Either way, the AI war has begun, and the most powerful brains in the world might just speak Arabic. Your take: should we be worried about who's programming the future? Saudi Arabia just bought your favorite game and sport. Here's why that should scare you. What if the next time you tuned into a golf championship, played your favorite mobile game, or watched a European soccer match, you were actually stepping into Saudi Arabia's master plan for global influence? Quietly, but with breathtaking precision, the kingdom has been buying up the world's most powerful cultural currencies, sports and gaming, and using them as chess pieces in a far bigger game: soft power domination. This isn't about fun, it's about control, prestige, and global reach. It all started with a shockwave: Live Golf, a Saudi-backed league that didn't just compete with the PGA, it threatened to dethrone it. With eye-watering purses, superstar players defecting, and jaw-dropping venues, Live Golf wasn't just a new league. It was a message: Saudi Arabia is done sitting in the stands. Now, they own the arena. But it didn't stop with golf. The kingdom turned its gaze to European football, acquiring major clubs and funneling billions into the world's most watched sport. Suddenly, stadiums in London and Paris began echoing with Saudi-backed ambitions. And while fans cheered goals and trophies behind the scenes, the kingdom was embedding itself into the heartbeat of global pop culture. Then came gaming, the digital playground of Gen Z and beyond. Saudi Arabia dropped nearly $5 billion to acquire Scopely, one of America's biggest mobile gaming companies. But that's not just a game developer. That's data, reach, and psychological real estate in the palms of millions of players across the globe. From casual phone games to esports arenas, Saudi is planting its flag and shaping the digital battlefield of entertainment's future. Why does this matter? Because sports and games aren't just hobbies. They're identity, influence, and ideology. And when one country owns the fields we play on, they start to shape what winning even means. This is no longer about oil or weapons. This is about loyalty, youth, and narrative. And Saudi Arabia is writing the next chapter. So ask yourself, when the games begin, who's really pressing start? Because while the world plays, Saudi Arabia is winning. So now you know Saudi Arabia isn't just investing, it's silently seizing control of the industries that shape our future. But here's the terrifying part: they're only getting started. Will they become the most powerful force in global finance, or is this a high-stakes gamble that could collapse overnight? Drop your thoughts in the comments, like if this opened your eyes, and don't forget to subscribe because this story is far from over.